Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Sandra here. I am pleased to be with you again today. If this is your first time, welcome. Please do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you could be notified every time that I post a new video. So okay, I had a request from one of my biggest fans. one of my 16 fans. So I had a request to do a beginner's video. How are you seeing this, my look? Okay, I am rocking this look that is inspired by my little headband. We are going to do a makeup starter kit. Remember, from the beginning we've always said that this is, forgive the noise, there's some construction going on. What do you need to have to get started? We are starting with the basic makeup kit, and I'm going to go in the order that I do my makeup. I start with the brows, the eyes, and then the face. Okay, so the first thing we want to have for the eyes, to start off, the first thing you want to have is a brow pencil to draw the brows, and then you're going to need a concealer to clean it up. And the first brush that we will be using is this brush. This is from Morphe, and it has the top right here to shape the brows, and then it has a spoolie. Always use this to brush the brows and make sure that they are in order. So these are the three things that you will be using. Well, four things. There's one more brush, and finally you need the blending brush to blend out the concealer on the eyes. So four things for the eyes that you need. Okay, for the brows. So we're going to move on to the eyes, putting the shadow. First, to start, you want an all-round palette. Okay, and one of my all-time favorites, I keep going back to this. It is very dirty inside. Please guys, don't judge my palette. I've had this for so long, I've used it so many times, and it's a little bit dirty. Okay, you see some of my favorite colors are already, I'm hitting pan on them. So you need something like this that you can do any look that you want with this palette. And then the brushes that you're going to be using, you're going to be needing, you don't need too many brushes. Okay, my brushes look a little dirty because I just did this look, so don't judge. You need a fluffy brush, one. You need a small crease brush, a small pencil brush, and a flat brush. You can work with these four brushes if you're doing a simple look. Sometimes if you're doing a one shadow look, you can even use two brushes because you won't be needing the flat brush. The flat brush will be mainly for the lead color, but if you have just these four brushes, you can start with. You have a fluffy brush, pencil brush, the flat brush, and the crease brush. The noise. Okay, you would also need a mascara for your lashes, and if you're a beginner, sometimes you may not even put on the fake lashes, but if you have a good mascara, you just brush your lashes up, your regular lashes, and they will look good for a beginner. Okay, and again, not everybody likes eyeliner, but you also need an eyeliner for the eyes. And what else goes on the eyes? That's it for the eyes. I'm gonna be moving on to the face, and the first thing you want to do with your face, on a clean face of course, you want to go in with a moisturizer. Most times with people with oily skin like myself, we go, oh, there's no need to moisturize because I'm already oily. You still need to moisturize your face, and I'm using the Neutrogena Hydro Boost to moisturize. And then we need a base for our foundation. We're going to be using a primer. You can use any primer that you want. Because I use a mattifying foundation, I usually do not use a mattifying primer, and unless for my nose, because my nose gets very oily. So now that that's done, I'm using my foundation. I need a good foundation. What's next? You need a good setting powder. But before the setting powder, of course, you want to use your concealer underneath the eyes, bridge of your nose, chin area. Use the concealer, then you set it with the setting powder. And you also need a contour stick. I use a foundation because it's easier for me to blend. Okay, you can use an actual contour, and some people also do not use the cream, they use powder. That also it can work. And with the contour stick or the foundation that you use for contour, this is on the side here, this is supposed to be at least 1 or 2 shades darker. And then for concealer, also supposed to be 1 or 2 shades lighter than your foundation. Okay. You also need a good face powder for your entire face, to set your entire face. You need a blush. Some people don't like using blush, but if you do, you need a blush in your starter kit. If you get a contour set like this one, okay, it will save you some money because most times it's 3-in-1. All right, you could have your contour color here, and you could have the highlight. The highlight goes up the temples right here. That's the highlight. And also you're gonna need a bronzer. This is what it looks like. Now there's a difference between contouring and bronzing, and hopefully in the future we're going to go into details about that. And then when we're all done with the face, we're going to set it with a setting spray, okay, all over the face. Now if you do your makeup and you feel like it's too powdery, you look like a ghost, there's too much powder on it, once you put your setting spray, it's going to help sink all of that in, and your face will come better, nicer, normal. Okay, now we're moving on to the brushes that you will be needing for the face. We're going to start with a sponge, blending sponge. Now when I first started, I would use this sponge for everything, to blend everything, my foundation, my concealer, my contour, and everything. Okay, you could do that, that works. Or you could have different brushes. I use different brushes, but I still go back with the blender. So I'm using this one for the highlight. Okay, I'm using this one to blend the contour. So once all that is blended out, I still go in with the beauty blender. Okay, and this brush is what I use for contour. You see how it's a little angle, use it right there for contour. And this is the powder brush all over the face to set the powder. And finally, this brush, this is also a powder brush, and I use this for the bronzer. Just okay. So you also need a blush brush. Yep, this is what I use for blush. Okay. And the brushes keep coming though. Another brush for highlight. Okay. To highlight. Now, for me in particular, it really doesn't matter what type of brush that you use, if it's an expensive brush or it's a cheaper brush. For me, brush is brush. Whatever brush you use. Most of my brushes I get from Amazon. It's way cheaper. You get a whole pack of brushes that come with the eyes and the face brush for $9.99. That's what I get. Okay, and they work as good as. I also have a set. I treated myself to a set of Morphe brushes, and I have these ones I got from Amazon. They're called Jessup brushes. They work as well as or as good as the Morphe brushes. So if you're just starting, you don't want to spend too much. For 3-4 years I've been working on this makeup. I just got my Morphe brushes a couple months ago. Okay, so when you're getting started, you don't really have to put in so much for those brushes. It's for me, it's not worth it. For me. Don't go and quote me there and say Sandra said don't use expensive brushes, because if you can use, you use. So like I always say, there is no one particular way that you should be doing makeup. Don't let nobody tell you that, oh, you cannot use red liner or you cannot use it. No, that is how you like to do it. It's just makeup. It's not that serious. Have fun with it. Play with some colors. I have a whole bunch of palettes. I play with colors, and most times, 9 out of 10 times, if I'm using a palette, I'm not sure what color I'm gonna be using. I just go with the flow. I go as the spirit leads me. Okay, so play with it. If you don't like it, take it out. If you're gonna look the way you look, that is how you look. That is how you like to look. So don't let nobody discourage you. Okay, so thank you for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you like what you saw, give this a thumbs up. And until next time, take care of yourself.